Welcome to a slow morning in my RV. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through a slow morning. Every morning is different depending on where I am and what I'm doing. Today I'm waking up at a campground in Georgia, rooted for the day, and I'm surrounded by spaciousness and gorgeous wild oak trees covered in Spanish moss. Rain drizzles lightly outside. It's day one of my period, so I'm taking things extra slow. And if you think that's TMI, you probably won't like my channel because I am so much information. Lots of information, all the time, so much input, so many feelings. I wake up, look out the window. Some mornings, like this one, I wake up depressed, but that usually relieves itself once I start doing something. I also discovered today that imagination is usually both the cause and the cure for my depression. As soon as my mind wanders to dreamy places where pleasant and whimsical visions take over, I take deep breaths and I feel inspired with energy to continue creating and moving forward. That's specific to when I'm alone for the most part. It's different with people. I source much of my inspiration from dreams, visions, my inner world, and from nature. I work for myself and I work creatively, so I have the freedom to make whatever I want. Too much freedom is something I've struggled to manage, which may seem weird to say, and it's definitely a blessing and a privilege, but without a container to direct my energy into, it just goes to mush. So that's just one of the reasons why I love making videos. They keep me accountable to balancing my energy and using it well. Same with storytelling, illustration, mostly anything creative. I especially hope the things I make can bring something useful or comforting or inspiring to somebody else. Once I wake up, I usually lay for a long while and love on butter. After I got up, I brushed my hair in the bathroom. I don't usually brush my hair unless I'm washing it, but lately I've liked the feeling of brushing it because it feels more silky and manageable. Sometimes I'm sensitive to the feeling of knots or tangles tugging on my scalp. I just put it in a long braid to keep it out of the way. Are you kidding? Was I not filming myself the whole time? It's a little disappointing. Oh gosh. Oh dear. I need a new tripod. I really do. Okay, I think that might be good enough. If you couldn't see, I was putting ointment on a band-aid so I could cure my open skin on my thumb. I'm so sad that you missed that. I just got a little graze. It's really not disgusting. I hate the feeling of my strands getting caught on things. I used to live in Florida, so on days when I would submerge in the ocean, which was sometimes every day, I wouldn't wash my hair. I loved when it would dry, salty and crispy and wavy. Here comes Butter. She hears the noise. She wants to be part of the party. As I was traveling back south from Massachusetts and Vermont, I tried to stop at as many Barnes & Nobles as I could to find this bag. The artist is William Morris. He made these beautiful prints, and this one's called Strawberry Thief. And I think there's a maroon version and also a blue version. And this is the perfect size. It's so beautiful. There was a blue one that I'm also looking for because I put all my loose makeup in it, and it's especially good. So that doesn't happen. That's the one thing. That's the one thing. You know, there's always that one thing. There's so many things, but that's one of the things. You know what I mean? A little bit more water. Afterwards, I went to take a shower. I love this part because it's usually my first time being outside for the day. Nature time first thing in the morning is wonderful. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a song about the time I went to an RV park bathroom. I wanted a hook to hang my toiletry bags on, but when I found the hook, there was a bar of soap inside the hook. So I just put it on the floor in the corner. If I'm showering in my RV, even if the water runs for just 5 minutes, it fills up my gray tank too fast for my preference. Unless I'm really feeling like a hermit, I usually prefer walking to the bathrooms to shower every morning. And when I return, I make the bed. Every day it looks different. I decide how I lay my pillows and blankets, and what combinations, according to the weather and my mood and my intentions for the day. Today I wanted it cozy, and I wanted to surround myself with a little fluff nest where I could sit and be. I make it on mornings when I'm not in a rush to get somewhere or do something, and will be spending enough time inside to be influenced by the feeling of it. I really appreciate a tidy environment for mental focus. At some point before I start all my tasks and doing all these things, I take stock of them in my mind and cross them off one by one mentally as I do them. Between 30 and over 40 hours every day. Sorry, what? 30 to 40 hours a day? Can you tell I haven't meditated? What? I meant per week. Planet Earth only has 24 hours in a day approximately. Goodness gracious. That's why I like making lists, because they take the thinking out of thinking for me. Tidy, sweep, wash dishes, shower, give Butter her supplements, take my supplements, do my breathwork and meditation, edit some videos, cook. I want to change Butter's litter today too, because this pine stuff I tried recently actually sucks. It doesn't clump, so it's impossible to clean, and it turns to dust when it's wet. I want to change it to a clumping one that doesn't track as much dust. At some point, I want to spend time outside with Butter because the weather is so nice, especially after some 20-degree November nights in Massachusetts in my RV without heat throughout the night. This is a problem. Washing dishes gets pretty wet, pretty all over the place. Oh dear, yeah, there we go. Wow, she's dripping, 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 dripping all over the place. She's wet everywhere. Yeah. Okay, here we go. I'm having a little bit of cramps, and I'm having a little bit of just like, I have this feeling. It's time for cat food and medicine. She basically gets a cocktail of supplements every single day. She also gets eye drops twice a day every day. She has aqueous misdirection syndrome. It's very freaky. One morning I woke up and one of Butter's pupils was massive and the other one was a slit, and I was like, what the hell is going on? So I took her to a vet that day and she was diagnosed with aqueous misdirection syndrome, aka malignant glaucoma, which is a disease when the duct that filters fluid from like between the layers of the eye, I think between the lens and the cornea or something, it's somehow obstructed, either with what could obstruct it other than like microparticles, toxins, inflammation. I don't know what it is, but it's managed now, and she's so healthy and so, look at you looking amazing. She looks amazing. When you look at a cat's eye sideways, it's supposed to have that like crystal ball kind of look where you see this orb of clear. Behind it, you just see the flat iris. If you look at a cat's eye sideways and something looks wonky to you, the iris looks like it's pushed forward a little bit, or they look a little bug-eyed or whatever, as soon as you see that, get them to the vet and take care of that. You should actually take them to the ophthalmologist to get their eye pressure checked. And one fun fact is that a lot of symptoms of malnutrition ancestrally show up in cats in the eyes. A lot of the time, pets these days are fed with absolute crap. Processed food, seed oils, grain ingredients, artificial ingredients, things that they shouldn't be eating that cause all sorts of issues. And if their parents and their parents' parents, etc., were eating those things, then it, would create a severe lack of nutrition. There was a study done on cats, pretty sad, about how many generations of malnourished cats does it take for them to lose fertility, and within either 3 or 9, I forget which, they were no longer able to reproduce. Please do your research when you're taking care of any animal. Feed it what it is designed to eat in nature. Raw diet is the best for cats. Raw food, there's so many misconceptions around raw food. When it's frozen at a certain temperature, that actually kills the parasites that you're worried about or that people are worried about. They also eat raw in the wild, so to say that it's dangerous is kind of bullshit. You just need to get it from a reputable source who is sanitary and knows how their stuff is being processed. We used to get our food when I lived with my mom. We would get it at a local raw pet deli from local farms and things like this. There's also enzymes in raw meat that help to melt tartar off of cats' teeth, so they're supposed to eat that for dental health. And also chewing on bones and tendons and things like this, it's also nature's dental floss, as well as grass and things like that. In hindsight, there were a few weeks where her eye did look a little wonky. I didn't think anything of it. I didn't know what I was looking at. I didn't know what to look for, and I'd never heard of AMD before. But that one day, I'm glad I caught it, because I took her in and now she's relieved. It's fine. It's all good. The only thing that I hate about these eye drops is that they create electrolyte imbalances. So Butter drinks a lot of extra water, and I still need to figure out a way to kind of balance her electrolytes. This is dorzolamide, HCl, and timolol maleate, and it is basically salty, so it absorbs some of the liquid in her eye to reduce the pressure, which in turn throws off her water balance in the rest of her body a little bit over time. So that's why she drinks a lot, and she loves drinking out of the sink, but she's kind of always liked doing that. But she drinks a lot and pees a lot. She's not diabetic, so she gets these drops, and then I mix together in this little thing water, liquid cat treats, so that it doesn't taste terrible and the consistency is like good enough that it's not going to drip everywhere. 1 renal kidney supplement. Everything I give her is all herbal and holistic and sometimes homeopathic. This helps her creatinine levels in her kidneys filter the stuff that she is supposed to pee out. SOD superoxide dismutase. I think this is like a free radical scavenger or something. SOD or superoxide dismutase is the general name given to a class of enzymes which make up an important antioxidant system in the body. They neutralize free radicals, harmful byproducts of cellular respiration, particularly the superoxide radical, most common free radical in the human body. Okay, so I think actually, yeah, this is for people, but my vet prescribed it for my cat, and I just love that. I love the vet that I have is an integrative vet, and she's the most thorough vet that I've ever had. She looked at some of Butter's old blood tests and walked me through literally everything on the list, and she's like, this doesn't even cover everything, and she was explaining to me in detail what all these different levels meant and where she wanted them to be, and putting her on SOD and like vitamin D and B12 and adrenal support, like all these things, all these details, and Butter is so much better for it. She gets 2 drops of vitamin D every day. Fun fact, most cat food doesn't provide the sufficient amount of vitamin D for cats, especially if they eat poultry or like rabbits or animals that are raised indoors. Cats metabolize vitamin D through what they eat and not through the sun. That's what I heard. I could be wrong, but that's what I remember. So it's very important that they get high quality What's that word called for animals that chew their cud? But that kind of animal is important for cats to eat, that eat grass. Ruminant meat! Ruminant, yes. Yeah, well, that makes sense because to ruminate or to chew over and over again, animals that chew their cud. Primarily ruminant meat, raw diet is ideal, but butter gets the highest quality canned cat food and occasional kibble only origin, and also freeze-dried raw is sufficient if you can't get. Her diet is amazing. It's better than mine. Yeah, ruminant meat helps them get their vitamin levels, so she doesn't eat ruminant meat every day. The thing about most poultry and rabbits in cat food is that, especially if it's not organic or like local farm raised or whatever, these are animals that are kept inside giant warehouses eating grain, which is inflammatory. So all of this stuff is so important to consider for long-term health with your pets. And I'm so passionate about this and so grateful that I have an incredible vet. For Miss Butter! My baby, honey. Oh, my camera battery's dying a little bit. Alright, so I'm gonna mix this up and then show you and then feed it to her and show that to you as well. Oh, my honey bunny. Okay, wait. Sorry, this is so awkward. Okay. This is Aki support. She gets half a tablet every day, so I just open up the capsule and then pour half of it in there. 10 of these, and that's 2 of those. Sardine oil, which I keep in a bag. This is for skin and health and brain. Cut up her pills and I crush them and mix them in with her supplement cocktail. Kind of horrible to swallow a pill without anything to push it down. I have to cut them both in half, and then I use the side of the knife to squish. This is not pictured here, but she also gets a dose of B12 once a month just to keep those levels up. With her syringe, I suck, I'm gonna suck a little bit of her food oil actually, because it will make it taste better. And then I also put in a little bit of liquid treats so that the consistency saves her from the liquid spreading everywhere and tasting terrible and stuff, because this tastes so bad. I rinse it so that, again, she tastes as little as possible. So I have this and her eye drop, and now I'm gonna give it to her. She's the best cat in the universe. These are single use, so I twist off the cap and then I put 1 drop and then I throw it away, because this is the preservative-free version, which is literally like 500 times more expensive than the preservative version, which is bullshit. And the preservative is benzalkonium chloride or something, which is banned somewhere in Europe because it's an abrasive. And I'm like, why would I put this in my cat's eyeball over time? So we go preservative-free. Oh, my girl is so good. Happy honey. I'm in southern Georgia right now, heading back to southeast Florida, where I'll settle for December until I go to Benin in Africa for 3 weeks. It's overcast and slightly drizzly here. Wonderfully cozy, invigorating as well. Being immersed in nature is so vital for our health, so I'm gonna enjoy it by filming. If the ground isn't too spiky or filled with ants, I'll take Butter and go barefoot to go get those negative ions. I did wind up going outside, but I didn't take her with me because it was too wet and sandy, and there were ant hills literally everywhere. And although I didn't get any ants, I think they may have been sleeping or something. It's a little after 3. I just ate. And I'm going to do my meditation and breath work, and then I think I'm gonna start editing my video, but before that I'll probably clean some dishes. The one thing about this that if I could do magic is I would make my kitchen bigger so that I could wash the dishes without getting water everywhere. And yeah. Dear friends, thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate being able to share snippets of my life, my internal universe, my thoughts and experiences, my knowledge, and my art to stay connected in this great big world, all the way across this deep blue sea from you to me. If you want to support my work, click on my bio for my tip jars and other offerings. I've been editing videos more intently these days, and I'm really liking this as an outlet for so many of the things that are important to me. It's time-consuming, but very rewarding. This is only the beginning of so many dreams to come. See you next time.